Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it has been a while that I didn't really feature any yoga or any workout demos. Just an update that um, there were so many things happening in my life, and finally things getting settled a little bit. So if you follow my story through Instagram and some on YouTube, I got harassed by my landlord. I moved out and then I lost my job in Michigan. And then I moved to New Mexico. And then I got a job. Now I'm in Nevada. So anyway, things cooled down a little bit. As you can see, this is my new place. It's small enough for my living desire. And unfortunately, the basement is not fully furnished, not furnished, but like fully, what do you call it, functional. So I have to use the living room again to do my workout. So anyway, today I just finished the 30-minute session of HIIT with weights. So just for people who don't know much about why HIIT and weight, since I did not really go together. So if you call it HIIT, it's not really HIIT in a way. So it's the true HIIT would be like you go full force, spike your heart rate to the max, and then you cool down. However, with HIIT and weights, a little bit different in the way that you have a shorter break, like normally 10 seconds to between the two workouts. So like two forms. And then normally the session for each form would last a little bit longer, like 50 seconds or 40 seconds, and then you transition to another form. So basically you just take less break and do a little bit longer session. So if you doing HIIT with weights, normally I would use lighter dumbbells. Some of the forms I would use 14 pounds. Some of the forms I use 10 pounds. And some I even drop to 5 pounds, especially there's some coordination between upper and lower. And if you swing your hands or you swing your arms or your legs, definitely for safety, I normally drop down to 5 pounds. Anyway, but it's really interesting because with HIIT with weight, I feel like I burn more calories in shorter amount of time. So normally I would do like only 30 minutes of HIIT with weight. But if I want to, um, kind of like increase my ability in terms of, heavy weights like endurance, strength, in terms of strength, like if I really target strength, I would go for heavier weights and longer breaks between the two forms. Anyway, but the important thing is the cool down after HIIT with weights for me is different from the cool down after strength training. So especially when your heart goes really high, really fast, and when you do a cool down, you really need slowly slowing your heart rate. So normally the cool down would be like you start to decrease your pace one by one instead of with instead of doing all cool down with the strength after the strength training. Um, yeah, so it's a little bit different. So today, because I already kind of cooled down slowly, but I could show you how to go from the HIIT with weights when your heart is really pumping, and then you need to slowly take step by step to get your heart rate down more and more to the point that it's get to the normal rate. Instead of you go with the high um, heart rate and then just drop right away, and that is not good for your muscles, especially for the oxygen consumption, because when your heart drops so fast, your muscle wouldn't have enough oxygen delivery. Um, Versus with strength training, your heart rate is not really high as HIIT, so you can just drop your weight and then cool down right away. Yeah, so normally after I'm done with the HIIT with weight, the way I do is set. Let me push my. I would start a little bit, kind of like a warm up positions. But this time is for cool down. So the thing is, I would start with a little bit slowly squats first after I'm done with the HIIT. So say if you go so fast like kickboxing with weight, so in some of the HIITs with weights, I would kick and pump. And then when you are done with your session, I normally would drop the weight and then just do a little bit of pulsing with the squats. Just slow your heart rate down. And then do this with 10 times. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we start to do with the kick. Just start to slow your pace down. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we're gonna do is we're gonna just rotate your body 10 times with a slower pace. 8, 9, 10. And then start to swing the arm 10 times, but slowly get your body cool down. And then reverse. And then from here, we're gonna do is, let me position the camera. Just wide spread wide legs. And we can just do the swing slowly. You can look up to the sky. The important thing here is push your pelvis back. And make sure breathe each time. So inhale, exhale the other side, inhale, and exhale. So if you breathe a little bit deeper, definitely it would cool your body down. Once you're done, we start slowly getting ourselves to more like a static position. So I would do is I would start to stretch more now. So still in this Y leg position right here. Just crawl yourself out and push your pelvis back. You can just like get your head tuck, chin tuck right here, or you can look ahead of you. So either way. So make sure that your feet are facing forward. And then start to slowly inhale in more deeply and exhale out more deeply, so more completely. If you want, you can walk your hands back, you can needle through your body and stretch out right here. If you have noticed that most of the time after you are done with the workout, your flexibility is reduced dramatically. And the reason is because your muscles actually shortening throughout the workout. So that's why we need to stretch to lengthening it out again. So that's the reason why that after workout you can feel your flexibility is decreased. And then you can walk your hands to the right and then just push your pelvis back, sink down. You can tuck your chin. And you're gonna walk to the other side. Push back. Then from here, I'm gonna rotate, and then you're gonna incorporate some of yoga here. So make sure the train track, so heels to heels. So you can push your pelvis back right here, and then it's kind of like a pyramid pose right here in yoga. You can look down, or if you want, you can sink back. Make sure that your hips is pushing back. And then just sink down. Try to get your nose touching your shin or your knee. If you want, you have your weights right here. You can put your hands on the weights and pull yourself down a little bit more. And then we're gonna rotate to the other side. You can bring your weights with you. So again, it's the train track. So heels to heels. Push your hips back. And pull your head down the nose, on the shin. The belly can be on your thigh. This is the pyramid pose in yoga. And then inhale, exhale, rotate back. What I do is really go down to the squat. If you can go down this deep like me, that's great. It's like hips opening after the workout. If you cannot, you can just kind of hover. And then inhale, right hand up to the sky. You can start to rotate your shoulders, open up your shoulders so you can try to bind. And look back. Then back. Inhale, left hand up. And then exhale, you can rotate. Look to your left. You only need like 10 minutes of the cool down. That would be sufficient. So now we're gonna go down to the mat. We're gonna do like a cobra position, but I'm gonna use the weights to open up my shoulders more and also lengthening my hips and spine. So you notice you're gonna go to cobra. And then from here, inhale, push yourself up. So I would like as I move the weight a little bit closer to my chest. I'm gonna push myself up. So that would really help to elevate some of the shortening of your muscles in the back after you work out. So kind of stretch your back by bending your back but lengthening up. At the same time, your shoulders rotate back. So don't try to hunch to your ears. Just push back and rotate, pulling your shoulders back. If you don't have the weights like me, you can have a yoga block too. And then just put your hands, walk a little bit closer to your chest and then push yourself up. You may lose some of the space that you want to open. Trust me, if you have the weights here and do this, feel really good after workout. And then when you're done, we're gonna go to this position that you can stretch your triceps. So again, with your weights right here, you can move your hips back a bit, put your elbows in your weights, and then you can just sink down, and then you can clasp your hands like a prayer, and then put your hands behind your neck and stretch your triceps. And stretch in your triceps right here with this position. And then get yourself out. What I do is gonna stretch your shoulders as well. So there's many ways to do. One of the ways that I want to do is I'm gonna put the weights, one weight in front of me, the other knee diagonally. And what I'm gonna do is one hand, if I want to stretch my right shoulders, one hand on the weights right here. And then the other hands get up and then needle through, you can push your hips back right here and then go down to your right shoulders. And you can lengthening your left shoulders by putting your hands on the weight. You can count like 10 to 20. And then we're going to do the other side. So right hand on one weight, one dumbbell, and then needle through. And then get yourself out. This way, we're gonna roll the weight out, and then you can sink back. Now you can just hold here as a static hold, or if you want to make your shoulders a little bit more lengthening and your back too, just roll the weights back and forth. Make sure do it slowly because you don't want to lengthening and shortening your muscles abruptly. So do slowly. This feels so good on your hands and your wrists as well. If you want to get your wrist on the dumbbell and just roll like this. Get yourself out. Last one we're gonna do is try to lengthening your hips. You can do like a tree pose, and you can see that after workout your flexibility reduced dramatically. So you could see I have hard time to close myself down in the pancake position. So the important thing here is you reach up and then move forward. Make sure to lengthen your back first before you close down. And then inhale, slowly go up. Exhale out. The other side. So do like a tree pose in the sitting position. Reach, inhale, and exhale back down. And slowly reduce. You can do the butterfly right here and just pulsing, flying your wings. And then just keep doing it until you feel that your hips is actually good, that open enough after the workout. And that's it, guys. We only need 10 minutes for cool down. And again, I want to tell you that the cool down session of after HIIT with weight is totally different from the cool down sessions after strength training. One important thing is with the HIIT with weight, when you start to do the cool down, make sure to get your heart rate slowly decreasing. Don't just drop down to the floor and then relax. Um, the reason we're doing this is we don't want any physiologically change in your blood flow, um, because at that moment your heart rate is so high and you don't want to reduce the heart rate so fast. So one way is um, do some slow, like some movement, but more slowly and decreases one by one. And then when you feel your heart rate start to go down, then you can go down to the mat and then do the stretch or the cool down. But this is strength training. Most of the time, your heart doesn't really go up that as high as HIIT. So then you don't have to slowly decrease your heart rate. You're just gonna you can go down mat and start to do the stretch. So yeah, let me know what you think. So you can incorporate some of the dumbbells in your stretching if you don't have yoga blocks. I will feature more stretch sessions in the upcoming months or upcoming weeks. Um, and then at the same time, maybe I would hop in and do some vinyasa flow after some of the workout sessions. Anyway, so just the announcement out there also that um, if you have anyone that have some brain injuries in the past and would like to do yoga as rehabilitation, you can either contact me um, or get on my Instagram QT_USA to learn more about we call Love Your Brain Yoga Foundation. So we partner with the nonprofit organization Love Your Brain Yoga, and one of the therapy centers in Michigan is accepting patients for this program. Um, I think it's gonna close soon, but after the summer, I would say it's like a 6 week program. So after 6 weeks, we open another program. So um, one of my colleagues and me will um, be featuring the yoga flows that incorporate some yoga ninja, so kind of like a meditation, and some of support group as well. So if you want to learn more about it, either go on to the yoga, Galaxy Brain Center, Therapies Brain Center in Michigan, Ann Arbor, or contact me to know more about information. Um, at the same time, if you feel that you want to practice more, I will feature some slow flow um, in the upcoming weeks. Yeah, and also at the same time, show you some of the stretches that would be beneficial for your body and for your muscles after you do some workout, especially weight training that I've been doing for the past 6 months. So, yeah, I'll see you next time, and thank you for continuing viewing um, my YouTube channel. My purpose of creating this channel is not to make any money, just to feature some of the yoga, some of the stretches um, for people that want to learn and want to do some workout for free. And it's kind of like for me like a pay forward um, action. So yeah, I don't want to make any money whenever I go online, and of course, you know, I don't have any intention to do. So it's more like a community, especially for people already took my classes in the past, and because of the pandemic and everything shut down, and now everything slowly getting open. However, I moved, so I'm no longer teaching those people. Um, so it's really sad, and I hope that in the future in Nevada, around my city here, I would have some part-time job, like doing yoga again. But we'll see. But for now, I just gonna do some YouTube sessions, and hopefully you guys find some benefits from the session. So what you let me know what you think, and I'll see you probably next week. Namaste, guys.